going? No! Very, very successful. I'm in a small town just outside of Annecy in France, and I'm at a vintage warehouse, which I've never been to because in America you usually need to have like a retail permit in order to go into these warehouses. Let's check out what a French vintage warehouse looks like.
It's called United Vintage. So when you first came inside, it was like the lower level of this warehouse. And then to the left, they had these cardboard boxes filled with unbranded, mostly vintage clothes. So upstairs was massive and it was full of actual wooden crates, and it's organized by brand and also specific types of clothing. So they had a Carhartt section, they had Levi's, but then they also had a velour pant crate.
Okay, this is actually insane. It's incredibly overwhelming, and it's obviously a warehouse, so it's like we're in the middle of winter. It's very, very cold. We don't have a lot of time because our friend has a flight to catch and we need to drop her in Geneva before going on to like where we're staying in Bern in Switzerland. So I'm just gonna kind of rush through. I'll try to find some cool stuff, but I could spend probably a week here. And I think if you're anywhere near Annecy, you must come to this. It's so cool.
And then immediately I find a Coogee sweater. What? So cool. Here I am going through tops, and I did find a really cute little yellow nightie here, and Aubrey is just going between Jacob and I. It is very hectic, but check out this nice brown sweater Jacob found. It's a beautiful color. Here I am trying on this cute button-up green sweater I found. My friend Aubrey is hyping me up.
Oh, it is good for her.
Should I do, while you're holding that, should I do a quick fit check?
Is that how you want to spend your minutes?
No!
Here is me shuffling through a bunch of sweaters. I did find a cool lime green sweater. I think it was Lacoste, but I actually have a lime green Lacoste sweater I thrifted in Carmel in California last year, so you just don't need to.
Oh. Ooh.
And then, of course, I discovered the coat crate that has a lot of London Fog coats in it. Check out Aubrey in this stunning London Fog raincoat. Honestly, you can't go wrong. They look so good. For some reason, I remember this dog as a French bulldog, but looking at him, he's definitely not a French bulldog.
Hello.
Jacob found this vintage Nike red sports top. He used to play volleyball for the Danish national junior team, and this is the color they wore, so he has a soft spot for really bright red sports clothes. Then he found this great brown sweater. I think it's Tommy Hilfiger, or it could be Lacoste. So that was an excellent find. These are our final piles of what we've decided to get, or at least try to figure out what the price of everything is.
Very, very dangerous. Very, very successful. I don't even know if you can hear me right now, but it was a real success. I got all of this for 90 euros, which isn't super cheap, but I got Coogee sweaters, so it's actually like super cheap.
We rented a very, very tiny car from Copenhagen to do this road trip. Poor Orbs had to squish in the back with a suitcase on her lap.
I do think we'll make it work.
A little bit of stress, but we all made our next destination and our flights, so not to worry. All right. I had a good time. I had a lot of success. You can probably already see it. Don't look. Okay, it's fine. You can look. Okay, so I have been wanting a Coogee sweater since I first found one at like a vintage market in LA. Basically, it's this brand, this old vintage Australian brand that made these sweaters by hand that are like 3D. The brand is still going, but I think people have gone off it because it's not made in Australia. I think they've now brought it back to Australia or something, but like from memory, Biggie wore a Coogee sweater in the 90s and it blew the brand up. It just became this like must-wear knitwear brand around the world, which is really cool. So it says, this product is a Coogee Australia copyright design, all rights reserved. So it's Australian made and it's, I guess, licensed, by Coogee, but it's not actually a Coogee sweater. I think I searched it up online. I can't remember the exact thing I found, but I did find some like shady comments being like, this is Australian made. Being like, screw Coogee moving overseas. I should fact check this because I'm just going off the top of my head, okay? I'm just so obsessed. The level of work that's gone into it. As someone who knits, is hard to wrap my head around. The amount of planning involved too. You had to plan out all that color work, all of the 3D bits. And I love these earthy, very Australian colors. Like it looks like the sunset in the desert. Kind of reminds me of Ayers Rock in Australia. And this one actually fits really well as is. It's in a little bit of a rough condition. I'm gonna try to save this sweater. I've got some wool, really nice like wool washes for my knitting. I'm gonna try to reblock it and I'm gonna see if I can kind of like pull up all of these 3D pieces and just get them all like stretched out and moisturized. And then maybe do like a little bit of taking off any like bobbles and just see if I can bring this to life because I just think this is such a cool sweater. And then I found another one. What? So this, okay, no, I think this is the brand that is like throwing shade at Coogee because this one says purely Australian Co. Made in Australia by an Australian owned company. It's so chic. It's so beachy. It's so ocean, it's yacht club, it's the colors are just delicious. I wear so much blue. This is just gonna slot into my wardrobe. And the fact that it shrunk actually kind of makes it fit better on me than probably it originally would have. This is like my dream I live by the beach sweater, and I do live by the beach, so I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of it. But anyway, I'm basically gonna do the same thing and just see if I can bring it back to the glorious state it deserves to live in. I mean, come on, how good is this? Like, truly have been looking for these for at least 5 years. The thrift gods were kind to me on this day. So, rough start, just found 2 Australian-made fake Coogees. And then I had a really good sweater run. I got this really cute cricket sweater, and it's super cropped, which I love. And it's just a classic cream sweater. It's in really good condition. I think there's like one stain on the front here. I don't even know if you can see that, but I'm gonna give it a soak, see if I can kind of brighten it. And it's 100% cotton, which is fantastic. It's called Woods and Grey, made in Sri Lanka. And then it looks to me like someone has just gone and cropped it and then re-sewn it and then sewn the waistband on smaller. This is like a perfect sweater for me, goes with everything, and has a little fun emblem. It's good for like a little preppy look, you know what I mean? We'll just stay on the sweater buzz, shall we? So then I found this sweater. This was the one I was most unsure about because I've been trying to find green sweaters, but it's kind of a little longer than I would want. But I need more like open sweaters because they're just easier to take on and off. Do you know what I mean? Is that really lazy? I don't know, maybe it is. When I pulled this out, I didn't think it was gonna fit right. And then I pulled it on and I was like, wow, this fits so well. It's a beautiful thick fabric and it's semi-felted, which I actually love because it almost makes it a jacket. It gives it a lot of structure. So this is great. Okay, so then it was winter and it was really cold. So I do think that inspired some of these finds. Look at this Dusty Road Lacoste vest. How good is that? So I got this for really cheap because it has a hole right next to the alligator that I'm going to try to repair. Oh well, I feel like because it's next to the alligator, it's not gonna look as obvious when it's repaired. Hopefully. Maybe this is really bad logic. I have become obsessed with Dusty Rose and I think it's such a pretty color and it's very, very flattering on my skin tone. It's almost dusty peach. Like Dusty Rose might be a wee bit of a stretch for it, but I just love it. And I love that it's sleeveless. I love that it's got this cinched in waist, which is really flattering. And you can wear it over a shirt. You can wear it as its own top, which is probably what I'll do. I just think it's gonna be super practical and timeless. And I think a little bit of a green pop is really cool. I like green and pink. And then my final woolly warm thing that I found. Oh, look at this color. Oh, isn't that color so nice? I love a mock neck crop top cap sleeve vintage knitted top. They're so flattering. They go with every high-waisted thing you want to wear, which is probably another reason I love them, because I only wear high-waisted things. It's just the way it pulls in at your waist, and the length of the arms is really lovely. And with my red hair, I just love it. I love that I can wear colors like this, and my black hair doesn't just, I don't know, blow them out and make them look funny. 100% pure cashmere, made in Scotland, baby. Ballantine of Pebbles. We also have a famous department store in Christchurch, New Zealand called Ballantine. So I don't know if this is a common thing, one spun off the other, but look at the little Scottish dragon on the end. How cool was that? Okay, and then I got this shirt. I love these colors. I love this print. Kind of has like an animal print vibe to it. I just think it's cool, and I love that you can tie it up. I don't wear much long sleeves in LA, but I do love a long sleeve shirt that you can tie, because when it gets a little cold, I can bop around without the need to bring a jacket or a coat. So it is very handy. I'm very into browns and blues obviously, but I've gotten very into browns, especially since I dyed my hair red. And I like that this goes with black, goes with lots of shades of brown. Brown, 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 brown. Take a shot every time I say brown. Courtney. 100% polyester, made in Korea. So this is not going to be the nicest to wear because it's polyester. What I do love about polyester is it doesn't wrinkle. Like, look at this. It looks good the whole time you're wearing it, and you're not really gonna see sweat marks in this anyway. So great find. And then I got this really cute, it might be a little big for me. I couldn't try anything on, that's the other thing. There aren't change rooms, so it is quite expensive compared to like the bins in America, the Goodwill bins. This is not the same. This is kind of like bougie Goodwill bins. So I've been wanting just like more slips to wear around the house when you get up in the morning, because it does get really warm here at night, and I do have some robes which I really love, but when it's hot you want as few layers on as possible, but I also don't want to walk around in the nude because we have neighbors. So these are perfect, and I actually love it on. I thought I would not like how shapeless it is, but it's very comfortable to wear. It's nice and breezy. I love the color. I love the blue embroidery, but I absolutely love the sheer fabric at the bottom. It's just so whimsical. I feel like a fairy. It does need a little bit of love, maybe a little stain removal, and it does need a repair there and there actually, but I think it's a good find. And then this is my, okay, you can stay there. This is my fail. This is a good lesson to learn. I saw this at the very end when I was on the way out and I was rushing to make decisions. And this is how fast fashion gets you. So this is like a little crop top with matching pants. The shape of it is so 60s. The pattern is so 60s, 70s. I thought I scored the most incredible vintage suit of my life. And then when I got to the hotel, it was Shein. And look, I paid next to nothing for it. It was like $2 or $3 for each piece. So I paid like $5 for this set. So unbelievably cheap. Unfortunately, the pants, even though they say they're a size 6, are just a little too small. So I do not have them on. But I actually love the top. It goes with so much of my wardrobe because I only buy high-waisted things, and I gotta figure out a way to use or repurpose the pants. Maybe I'll turn the pants into a cute pair of shorts or a skirt or something other than pants. But this is like my dream vintage set. I got totally hoodwinked. I feel like I'm really good at picking when something's vintage or not. And also looking at it, it's in incredibly good condition. So it kind of makes sense that it's not vintage. And it's not a fail, because if I knew it was Shein, I probably still would have gotten it because I love this pattern. I love these colors. But it was more the way I was like, you guys won't believe what I found, to my friends and husband. And I was like, this is incredible. And then had to eat my words. Has this happened to you? The next video will be in Switzerland. Bye.